Honestly, these white folks will not seem to amaze me. Like they will not cease to make me laugh. Like they will not cease to make me let it make sense to me that this I show speed that is actually on. Look at what white folks are saying. To think that a lot of people thought that white folks are more educated, and now seeing this particular thing that is happening, how they are reacting to it, I'm going to go ahead and play for you guys what these white folks said and what black Americans said, so that you can compare and contrast the two and let it now make more sense to me why these people can literally not understand anything that is happening around the world. You see why if foundational black Americans said white folks do not know how to lead the country, they do not know how the country system is, I 100% support them. Because these are the kind of thing that is proving it. When it comes to education, they have more education. When it comes to privilege, they assume they have more privilege. When it comes to racism, yes, they are number one. But when it comes to understanding that same thing that they've been educated into, is now a big problem. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's dive right into this video, and I'll be back with commentaries.
Yo, so I'm kind of confused. Like, IShowSpeed's in Africa, and like, how? Like, they have Wi-Fi. I never knew that. And like, they have cars, houses. Like, shit's crazy. I never knew that.
Watch Speed go to Africa and your biggest takeaway was that, oh my god, it's not just huts and mud. That's not awareness, buddy. That is straight ignorance. That image of Africa, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from what you were taught, what you never questioned, and what you were always comfortable believing. Shame on you.
Let me tell you something. Speed's Africa streams, they hit differently, fam. Way better than his streams anywhere else, especially in Europe. I'm noticing it. And I gotta ask, are you noticing too? Because it's all love over there. The vibes, pure good energy, no drama, no crazy names being yelled at him. Just people vibing, doing his catchphrases, embarking with him like it's a whole movement. And hold up, he even met the president of Angola. You know, he's out here living, doing races, and it's all good times. Honestly, this is the energy we need everywhere. But here's the thing. Why are the people in Africa treating Speed so much better than in some other places? Especially Eastern Europe, where it's not always the same vibe. Could it be that people have been misrepresenting Africa for years? Maybe they don't really know the place. I'm just saying, I'm noticing a difference. Africa's showing up, and it's a whole nother level of love and respect. That's what
Speed is on a tour of Africa. Many youth are learning for the first time that the continent is more than baboons and mud huts. American education is so fucked, bro. These niggas will teach you that this guy built the pyramids, King Channing Tatum, and the rest of Africa is just savages and loincloths. And then they develop false sciences, see eugenics, to create biological proof of inferiority. It hurts my heart. But it's a necessary part of the thievery of our gold and our diamonds, to convince the world that we are inferior. Speed actually tried to purchase a diamond in Botswana, to which they replied that they're only allowed to sell their own diamonds to De Beers, the British mega corporation founded by Cecil Rhodes, who literally stole the land and the mines through murder and slavery, and still to this day has scholarships named after him, Rhodes Scholarships. Heard of that? It's some George Washington shit. George Washington type beat. Botswana is the top diamond producer in the world and is one of the poorest countries on earth. So Speed, like any reasonable person learning about colonial theft for the first time, it's like, that's weird. Like, I can't buy a diamond from the people that mine the diamonds? All right. But I love it though, because these kids, man, they're gonna see the truth. Just like they saw Gaza through TikTok, that is seeing Africa in all its glory. through Speed's stream, similarly to the ICE killing of Renee Good. You can't lie about what we've seen on camera. And to black Americans, Africans love you. They will welcome you home. This division between us, manufactured by the powers that be. They lied to us. Because when we unite, African Americans, the most culturally influential group on the planet, with Africans, the fastest growing population, and the most resources on earth, that's the only way we get free. Because all our heroes knew this shit. Malcolm X said you can't care about Mississippi without caring about what's going on in the Congo. 60 years ago, man. Don't be brainwashed into thinking we ain't one people.
Why did the white IShowSpeed stream snipe him all the way to Africa, and why do white people always try to act black? We are not going to forget about white boy M being the first white IShowSpeed. Why is there always a white IShowSpeed and not a black guy trying to act white? Like, why isn't there another black guy trying to be just like Speed? Why is there only white people trying to be like Speed? It doesn't make any sense. The only time a black guy tries to be white is if he's in the suburbs, and even that's unnormal. Like, you could be in the ghetto, the suburbs, you could be in a different planet. The white guy's always going to try to act black. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, this dude Tiki that already stream sniped IShowSpeed during his America tour now calls himself the new white IShowSpeed and just stream sniped him in his Africa tour. It makes me think to myself, if white boy M made a whole career out of being the fake white IShowSpeed, what is this guy's intention? Like, is he trying to make a whole career out of it? Is he gonna be a streamer? Like, what is he gonna do now? Like, it's just so weird to me. Does there need to be a white Kai Cenat, a black Aiden Ross? Shit, I can't talk shit. I sit here and talk about streamers all day, so I get like trying to go viral, making a name for yourself. You know, I do commentary, but like this guy, it needs to be studied, because what is his motive? To make all this right, we need a white Kai Cenat and a black Aiden Ross at this point.
They're gonna use this shit in the in like the history books, and they're gonna say like this was real. This part, like in 200, 300 years, they're gonna have this in history classes. African leader.
What? Yo, why did no one tell me that Wakanda's a real place? What country is it in? I'm trying to go, bro. I love those movies. The Black Panthers. Like, bro, I'm trying to go Wakanda, bro.
I misspoke. Africa has absolutely nothing. They don't have shit. Don't go there. It's mud huts and dirty niggas. They have no food. They have no land or property. They have no water. To be honest, I don't even know if they have breathable air. You know what I'm saying? Is it even hygienic to breathe there? Like, honestly, I don't think anybody should want to go to Africa. All right, all my African brothers and sisters, I think they gone. You know what I'm saying? We good. I made sure that they not coming. Don't worry. The white ain't not coming no more. We not letting them just come and touch things. Hell no. I had to throw a little diversion, because I know that they seen that video. It was like, oh shit. Like, let me go over there. They got shit. Let me go touch it. No, don't worry. I got you. Throw them off. You know what I'm saying? And for the ones that might have stuck around and heard that, no, it's mud huts. It's dirty. You don't want to go there. There's no water, gang. You can't survive. A lion will eat you 100% of the time. Just straight ugh. Like, you don't want to go. Not at all.
Citizens are now deciding to move to Africa because of Speed's new stream. Well, as you know, when Speed went to China, he basically exposed that American propaganda has made China seem that it's just like some communist, like you can't even survive. But in actuality, it was the most beautiful cities people have ever seen. US citizens were like, wait, what the heck? Y'all's taxes are low. Everything you buy is like extremely cheap. It's affordable. Families are healthy. Everything is perfect. They're like, wait a second, we're literally being propagated in the US. Now Speed is going to Africa, and people are saying he's going to do the same thing. What do y'all think? Wallahi, he will undo years of propaganda that Africa is a bad place to be. And yeah, in my current American brain, when I think of Africa, I think of no water, huts, sand. Like, dude, it's actually funny. I don't know, like, it's just all the propaganda from just being in America. What do y'all think about this? This is getting millions of views. Do you think this is actually gonna happen the same way it did with this China stream? I'm actually kind of curious.
So it looks like even the food is better in Africa. That's right, I've never seen Speed eat a burger without speaking a single word until it was completely gone. And supposedly burgers are America's export. It's what we do here in America. Nobody makes a better burger than Americans in the United States of America. But here we have Speed in Botswana eating a burger that he just can't stop eating. He's devouring it. He ate it in like less than 30 seconds. And you know what that tells me? That, man, they're beating us even with the food. I think people in America just live in like some little bubble that They don't realize that other countries have better things. And Africa is one of those countries, and IShowSpeed is really just realizing that. Why do you think he's so tired? Why do you think he's so like relieved? You don't see him ever acting like this. He feels very comfortable. Literally in the safari where there are lions around, he is.
Bro, the way Americans are reacting to the IShowSpeed streams in America, in Africa, just makes you think Americans have no education whatsoever. This just invalidates all of their opinions for the rest of their lives. Firstly, Americans think that Africa is a country. Secondly, they think people in Africa still hunt their own animals and are running away from lions and tigers, bro. They still think that Africans have to travel 5 miles every day just for a bucket of water, fetch it put it on the top of their head, and then come back to their village. There are literally Americans crying over the fact that they think that IShowSpeed went to Africa, he's now shown them the truth, and essentially now is the time that their eyes have opened up. And they're genuinely crying over this. They're like, we had so much propaganda on us, and now suddenly the book is open, and wow, the world. You people need to be fucking educated, fam.
Needs to be careful. I don't usually like blacks, but Speed is one of the good ones, and I don't need those ghetto people over there tainting him. And God forbid they rob him and induct him into their gang. Speed, if you're listening, do not go to Africa anymore. Wait, which one of these tribal people is IShowSpeed? I really can't tell. These Africans just look so similar. They're all jumping around and dancing like animals. I can't tell who is who. What do you mean they speak English and have running water? I thought speaking more than one language was for rich white people, not poors that drink mud. I thought Africa was a country. Why do they keep speaking different languages? I don't like it. Why are there cities and houses on the stream? Are you sure they just didn't secretly stream in Japan because they're supposed to live in mud huts with no technology? Guys, I'm really scared for Speed. What is he gonna eat while he's in Africa? You know they don't have food.
It is truly a travesty of the American educational system that many people are just realizing that Africa is not a poor continent. And to be frank, probably the most alarming part is that people are referencing Africa as a country. Let me just riddle you guys with this knowledge. If something is not valuable, why would somebody work to colonize it? If something isn't resource rich, why would someone work to colonize it? Once again, if something is not valuable, why would someone actively work to oppress its people to colonize it? Yes, the message presented throughout our textbooks has led many people to believe that Africa needs our saving, that Africa is not self-sufficient, that Africa is a depleted land with no resources and people not worth mingling with. But to be frank, Speed is showing a lot of people just how beautiful Africa is. Here's one more thing, guys. I have my Black family-owned clothing brand, Project Vanguard, Be the Change Tee, right in time for Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, the link is in the bio. I don't have 1,000 followers, so I can't post the link, but the website is there, PRJCTVNGRD.com. That is projectvanguard.com, but it is written PRJCTVNGRD.com. I'll show the shirt again. Right in time for Black History Month, paying homage to Angela Davis. This is a phenomenal tee with a lot of homage also presented towards Black exploitation films with its, its known color, the orange, the gray. I mean, this is a phenomenal shirt. Come and get it. It will get to you guys before Black History Month.
Don't tag me in no more iSpeed videos. I keep getting these DMs and these tags and these shares from, I'm assuming they're African, based off of their name, of this kid iSpeed, who's like a streamer or something. He's like 22 years old. I don't follow him. I don't follow no little young kids like that. But people keep tagging me like, oh, look, he's discovering himself. He's having a great time. He's saying that, look how he's saying that we look, somebody said that he's saying that we all look alike or something like that. And it's like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what he wants to do. I'm pretty sure he's making a lot of money doing that because that's what they do. They go and they make these videos so that they can make money. It's like, what is your point in tagging me in these videos? I really think that what you're really trying to say is, look, see, you're really African. Just say you're African. Just say you're African. Okay. Even if I was to say, okay, yeah, I'm African. Okay, what changed? Did $1 million get dropped into my bank account? Did I get a new house? Did I get a new car? Like, what is that gonna do for me? Like, I don't know anything about I don't have any connection over there. So it's almost kind of like this. It's like, let's say if you had a father or mother that was never in your life, didn't contribute nothing to who you are except through genetics, and they wanted you to like proclaim, oh yeah, this is like happily be like, oh yeah, this is my mommy, this is my daddy. I don't fucking know you. I'm not about to, like, I don't know you. You're not important. You're not important in my life. Let me rephrase that. You're not important in my life. Now you are important. You're important to you and yourself and your community. In your world, you're important. But in my world, you are not. And trying to make somebody basically proclaim something that is like, I don't feel no connection to, it's like really weird. So all of these tags and shit, like, y'all can just save that shit. Please save it.
And another thing, all the African women I've seen in IShowSpeed videos are all beautiful. All of them are pretty. It doesn't matter. Like, even the one that had braces on, she's beautiful in South Africa. And the girl he took the number from, she's beautiful. The girls he sat beside and tried to get their numbers is beautiful. The Eswatini girls are beautiful. The Zimbabwean girls are beautiful. Oh my God, the Johannesburg, like, and it's not just beauty. Some of them have body, so it's body and beauty. Man, Africa just seems lit. Joburg in Zimbabwe has been the littest so far. Like, I'd go party in Joburg first and then Zimbabwe, because I think Zimbabwe music sounds similar to Jamaican music, but my God, Africa is lit.
Africa has cars? Wait, they have bridges? I thought they just run bare feet on dirt. Wait, so you're telling me right now that Africa has modern housing and apartments? Since when did they have Wi-Fi? I thought they just communicate by having messenger pigeons and throwing it at other countries. Modern doctors and hospitals, I thought when they get injured, they just go to a dirt hut and a witch doctor named Baba Tunde rubs some beaver anal glands on their injuries to fix.
IShowSpeed's journey through Africa proves this so-called divide between Black Americans and Africa, it was never real. It was only misrepresented. Go ahead and follow this page. I'm about to break something down. Last year, there were a lot of online conversations pitting Black Americans against Africans. Africans claim we didn't know where we came from and we didn't know our tribe. And Black Americans explained after being in America for 400 years, America is our tribe. I even did a video. Check this clip.
We are natural born American citizens. We've been here for 4 or 5 centuries, 400 years plus, and we still not identifying as Americans? We're not Africans. That's why they come over here and they feel so comfortable with disrespecting us, because they think they super Africans, right? And we the little peon Africans because they got the direct source of the motherland and they know where they come from and they roots and all that stuff. Of course you do. One generation ago, you got here yesterday. You are the true African American Africans. Y'all come here from Ghana, from Senegal, from wherever, Ethiopia, whatever. Y'all come here and you get your citizenship or plant your roots, whatever. You're Africans - Americans, African Americans. Black Americans are not Africans. I don't have no Africans in my family, period. I'm from California. My dad is from California. My grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. My great-grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. I can go back generations of Americans.
I felt angry that Black Americans were being attacked because I know we are so much more than our tribe of origination. And now to see streamer IShowSpeed visiting Africa, going to all of the different countries, he is showing the generosity and the big heart that Black Americans have towards Africa and Africans. This guy has a huge platform. He did not have to go to Africa, but he made the choice to put Africa out there on an even bigger stage. That is the heart that most Black Americans have. And to that I say, many Black Americans do not identify with a tribe from Africa, but that doesn't mean that we don't have love for Africans. And so that's one to grow on. Let me know what you think. Peace. See you next time.
Oh, so if you haven't been paying attention, an African tribe leader tried to negotiate with IShowSpeed to marry his daughter, saying that the price would be 17 cows.
You 20? You live in this village? Yes. You got a husband? Daughter. Oh, that's your daughter? Yes. First daughter. Oh. You want to give me cows? Yeah. So propose and then do I come with your family then we negotiate? How many cows do I have to give you so I can marry her? 17. 17 cows? Yes.
It's mixed reviews in the comments. Some people are talking about, oh, that's a steal. 17 cows, say less. And then there's another group of people saying like, yo, y'all do realize it's not easy to get 17 cows, especially in Africa. This person went on to say that 17 cows is a down payment on a house plus a ring. 20 lower end cows would be between 10 to 30,000 and 20 higher end ones would be from 40 to 60. Mind you, that's just the bride price. Pick your battles wisely. Now, I googled how much a cow is in Africa. It's between $200 and $1,000. That's about $3,400 on the low end, $17,000 on the high end. What are we talking about? That's mad cheap. And then you talking about, oh, and then that's just the bride. They're in a village. You think they're gonna go do a whole wedding reception somewhere else? That don't even make sense. Speed, you going around the whole continent, visiting multiple tribes, lock down a few wives, gang. Watching his tours feels like you're watching a TV show. It's insane.
I really want to say thank you to Speed because this is an amazing idea. Like, I would never get this experience of someone who almost cannot afford to travel. I wouldn't get the experience that I'm getting by watching his streams ever. So thank you, Speed.
Code Red, the streamer kid. He's doing it again. The streamer kid is doing it again.
Agent Carter, calm your goddamn nerves. What a CIA? What's the matter?
I understand, sir. I understand. But the streamer kid, Speed, he's quite the nuisance. Remember the China files? He's doing the same thing now with Africa.
He's doing what? He's a streamer kid. They shoot videos, they put stuff silly on the internet. What are you complaining about here?
You gotta understand, sir. It's only been one day. He's in the country of Angola. He's changing the narrative already, and he's still got more countries to go. Can you imagine when he gets to Nigeria? All our years of propaganda down the drain.
I see. Why don't we go ahead and activate the bots? And while you're at it, activate our sleeper cell. Kaisen out.
The IShowSpeed African stream pisses me the heck off. It just shows how willfully ignorant Americans can be. And of course, it's not all Americans, but this is just crazy. Because what do you mean you don't know that not everybody in Africa is poor and we don't live in huts? And you're coming on the internet and crying about these things. There's only so much you can blame the education system. A simple Google search would change those beliefs. In a world where information is literally free, TikTok, Instagram, Google, there is no excuse to think like that. You were just comfortable with those stereotypes in your head. And that, my friend, is called ignorance. There's really nothing to be celebrated here. It's ignorance.
Speed's streams in Africa needs to be studied because he is breaking down generational stereotypes about Africa, about all these people just live in huts and they're not modernized. And you can just tell with the energy and vibes that they give. Speed is feeling welcome. He's feeling at home amongst these people. And when he was in Europe, he was being treated as an escapade. He was being treated like as a minstrel show, like, do this for us, do this dance for us, boy. And it's a complete different energy. And that's why at the end of the day, we need to get rid of these diaspora wars, because if we actually were amongst each other in person, we would get along and we would like each other. I've seen a lot of people say they are wanting to visit Africa after IShowSpeed has been doing this stream. So yes, this has been successful. It's been educational. And I'm actually considering tuning into one of the streams to actually learn something from IShowSpeed. Like, to me, this is what streaming is all about. Not just bringing celebrities and being messy. This man is teaching people. He's doing different things. He's exposing himself to the world, and he's making the world a better place. IShowSpeed is great energy, and to see him from where he started as a streamer to see where he is today, I'm proud of who he has become.
If you had to watch IShowSpeed go to Africa before you realize that Africa is much more than just poverty, dirt, and huts, then congratulations, you finally caught up to what Africa really is and woken up from your racist delusion. You see, Speed just launched a brand new huge project, Speed Goes to Africa, which is a 28-day tour across 20 African countries where he live broadcasts every step of the way. Now, the tour began in Angola, December 29th, 2025, and is actually scheduled to run all through January, finishing January 26th in 2026. Now, what's very interesting to watch is not just his clips from the tour, it's quite frankly all of your reactions, as many people still view Africa as only being poor, underdeveloped, and rural, even though that could not be further from the case. That view is very outdated and inaccurate, and that is shown very clearly in Speed streams. And so if Speed in Africa is shocking you, it's not because Africa just changed overnight. No, it's because the stereotype of Africa that you have been painstakingly spoon-fed all your life is finally collapsing.
Hi guys, I'm in the mood to yap, so let's yap. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the IShowSpeed videos in Africa, but I have, and I've been seeing some responses from fellow African Americans in the US. Fun fact, I was born in the Republic of Mali, but I grew up in the US. So a lot of my teachings has like a Western background, but being from a West African family, I feel like I have a unique perspective and experience. So anyways, so this video I'll play for you guys of this African American man crying because he...
Man, this whole time, bro, they made us fucking think Africa was such a poor country, bro.
feels like he's been lied to about Africa, and he has this yearning to go to Africa and experience Africa. And I hate saying Africa because, like, mind you, there's more than 40 countries in Africa, and Africa is not monolithic. And I want to talk about this issue because when I saw the video, I was so irritated. Guys, I was so annoyed because when I first came to America and I was in elementary school, I got into my first fight ever. And mind you, I do not fight. I'm not a fighter. I got into my first fight ever because so many of my classmates, and mind you, I went to predominantly African American elementary school, so many of my classmates would bully me because they felt like I was inferior to them because I was African. And, you know, I had to protect myself. But anyways, and then in middle school, people would ask me dumb questions like, do you fly helicopters to school every day? Are there elephants and lions in your backyard? How do you get water? Just dumbass questions. Excuse my language. And I remember I got into a long argument with this guy who was telling me that Africa is basically monolithic, where there's just safari and deserts and animals roaming everywhere, because that's what he has seen on the documentary channels. And I'm sitting here, you know, an African who was born in Africa, who has family in Africa, and he would not listen to me. And it used to irritate me so bad, like, you know, I was just like, he's just so ignorant, you know? And then I got to high school and college, you know, I'm more mature now, and I've been learning a lot about, you know, just like Africa and what it means to be African and from the diaspora. And I just want to say that I have so much sympathy for those people now, especially like African Americans who are, you know, crying because they realize that the reality that they've been thought about Africa is a lie. And I say this because I feel like this is such an important time for us.
Oh! So if you haven't been paying attention, an African tribe leader tried to negotiate with IShowSpeed to marry his daughter, saying that the price would be 17 cows.
You 20? You live in this village? Yes. You got a husband? Wow. Daughter. Oh, that's your daughter? Yes. First daughter. Oh. You want to give me cows? Yeah. So propose and then do I come with your family then we negotiate? How many cows do I have to give you so I can marry her? 17. 17 cows? Yes.
It's mixed reviews in the comments. Some people are talking about, oh, that's a steal. 17 cows, say less. And then there's another group of people saying like, yo, y'all do realize it's not easy to get 17 cows, especially in Africa. This person went on to say that 17 cows is a down payment on a house plus a ring. 20 lower end cows would be between 10 to 30,000 and 20 higher end ones would be from 40 to 60. Mind you, that's just the bride price. Pick your battles wisely. Now, I googled how much a cow is in Africa. It's between $200 and $1,000. That's about $3,400 on the low end, $17,000 on the high end. What are we talking about? That's mad cheap. And then you talking about, oh, and then that's just the bride. They're in a village. You think they're gonna go do a whole wedding reception somewhere else? That don't even make sense. Speed, you going around the whole continent, visiting multiple tribes, lock down a few wives, gang. Watching his tours feels like you're watching a TV show. It's insane.
Listen, I'm very happy that Speed, the streamer Speed, has went to Africa and done his IRL stream there. I'm very happy that there are a lot of people that are having realizations and changed minds about Africa and how beautiful it is, and the fact that Africans do not hate us, the fact that we need to build a bridge and unite the nations, African Americans in Africa. We've been needing to fix that relationship. We've been needing to mend that wound. But y'all have to also understand, and this is part of the problem, that we only pay attention when a celebrity does something. There have been plenty and countless content creators that have gotten on this camera and said how beautiful Africa is, that have gotten on this camera and said how much the Africans love us and they don't hate us, and it ain't nothing like that European reject is teaching you. It ain't nothing like the pretendian is teaching you. It ain't nothing like none of them self-hatred warriors, identity crisis warriors are teaching you. We have to stop contributing to the problem. Just because a celebrity says something, now all of a sudden it's law. We have to stop doing that. There have been plenty of people out here telling y'all about Africa. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing people crying on camera and telling me, oh my God, I didn't know. I thought it was just all lions, mud, and huts. How did you think that? Why did you think that? So you ain't finna get off that easy with me. I'm happy you having the realization moment. But see, it's a lot of self-hatred in a lot of you. It's a lot of anti-blackness in a lot of you. Your ideology is very clan memberish. But you get a streamer that goes to Africa and now all of a sudden you wanna unite Africans and African Americans. It's great that y'all are having this realization, but maybe do your homework. But maybe you should have done your research before assuming what you was taught is law. Maybe you shouldn't have just assumed that Africa ain't nothing but lions, mud, and huts. Maybe you shouldn't have assumed that the Africans hate you all because some self-hatred warrior told you so. All because some identity crisis warrior told you so. Speed's own father is an identity crisis warrior. Go look up when Speed was trying to tell him about Africa and how that man started fidgeting and couldn't stop moving and sitting up there going through all the little demonic little possessions trying to avoid him being African. Imagine a black person trying to avoid being African. It's like a damn penguin trying to avoid snow. It's like water trying to avoid H2O. You think just because I live in America, my grandmother's from America, my great-grandmother's from America, that don't mean nothing. We was the first to migrate. We are the original people. We did everything before everybody. Tell me, what's the upside to distancing ourselves from Africa? What, you want to get closer to a European reject? What, you think the European reject finna save you because you done distanced yourself from your ancestry? What's the upside? It's so much dumb shit being said. Motherfucker gonna tell me that we should stop identifying as being black. Do you know why black and white exist? Black and white, we call ourselves black because white folks made whiteness the top of the food chain. White supremacy, everything white is right. Everything was about being white. So we are black as black power, black unity, black excellence, black love. We understand we not actually black, stupid. Nobody's saying we actually a fucking crayon color. But what it is a status symbol, if we allow it to be. It's a title of pride and courage. We don't need to stop identifying as black. You need to stop identifying as black because you act more like a Klan member anyway. Hey, we black, we African American, we American African, we Africans. We are everything wrapped into one. That's how beautiful this community is. That's how beautiful we are. That is our potential. That is the uniqueness of us. But y'all listen to these buckethead motherfuckers talking about nothing, overthinking their way into oblivion. So damn traumatized all throughout life that they can't even love themselves. Gotta over analytically think and understand. Just because you label yourself a critical thinker, you can overthink your way into being an idiot too.
IShowSpeed has to be, I think he is the biggest streaming creator in the world, and he's in Africa. And the love that he's receiving in Africa, you got a lot of people coming out. White, black, they're coming out and saying, bro, the racism that he received in Europe. I actually have to play this video. This is a video, this is in America, but this is the sort of jokes that you get, man. It's madness. Anyway, wait. Comment the word USA and go watch this video, but watch this.
Do you think black people should be allowed to use the self-checkout section at the grocery store?
What? So black people should be allowed to self-checkout in a grocery store? Yeah, why?
Well, yeah, obviously. Why not?
That's the question?
Yeah, it was just a question.
Imagine what his parents has taught my man. Listen, you can't make this stuff up. That's in America, bro. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Comment the word USA and go watch this full video. But yeah, IShowSpeed definitely was internet ready. Because if that was anyone else,
I think IShowSpeed being in Africa is actually bigger than a lot of people think. Yeah, it's entertainment, yeah, it's funny, but something deeper is happening underneath all that energy. The moment says a lot about diaspora identity and global black connection and the parts of the internet that never make it into the conversation. First and foremost, it's great. You got a young black man, successful, one of the biggest streamers and YouTubers on the planet, showing genuine support, excitement. That matters a lot. Africa deserves to be seen as a place of creativity, talent, culture, excellence, and not just poverty, conflict, and extraction. Speed brings millions of young viewers who have never seen Africa like this. That shifts imagination, it shifts the narrative. Let's talk about something else I've been seeing in my DMs a lot. People saying African Americans fought alone and that their struggle was isolated and that there was no influence from Caribbean, from Africa. I'm actually dropping a rule about the Haitian Revolution, but it literally shaped the black world. People like Marcus Garvey built the largest black organization in modern history. Pan-Africanism came from the Caribbean and the African continent. Movements cross-pollinated, ideas traveled, and the Black Atlantic, as Paul Gilroy calls it, has always been connected. Yes, there are tensions. African Caribbeans, African Americans all have moments of misunderstanding. Some feel looked down upon, some feel erased, some feel disconnected. But the great thing that IShowSpeed is doing, whether he intended to or not, is reminding people that connection is still possible, solidarity is still possible, and love is still possible. This is what Stuart Hall meant when he said identity is a process, not a fixed thing. But here's the other side. Visibility is powerful, but it comes with responsibility. We've seen this before, Western celebrities landing in Africa and filming poverty like it's content. Speed has to be mindful and has to balance entertainment with respect, because Africa isn't some theme park. It's not a cinematic experience. So the question for all of us in the diaspora is this: how do we go home with love without recreating the exact patterns that hurt Africa in the first place? The answer is simple: respect. IShowSpeed in Africa is not just a trend, it reflects something much bigger. Young diaspora people are reconnecting. They're curious again. They're breaking the narrative that Africa and the diaspora are separate worlds. Paul Gilroy called it the Black Atlantic, a global conversation between Africa, Europe, the Caribbean and the Americas. From W.E.B. Du Bois to Garvey to Fanon to Mali, solidarity has always been the engine of our progress. And whether IShowSpeed knows it or not, he's just contributed to that tradition.
Anyways, guys, welcome back. And you guys have seen all of that, their reaction, what these people have literally said when it comes to the iSpeed show. And sometimes, like I said from the onset of my video, these people were literally white folks literally make a lot of Africans to understand that they are the most educated, like they are the most influential, and they are the most ones that have wide knowledge. But seeing this is kind of zeroing every single thing. You see some of them even crying in their videos and saying they do not know that Africans is not just hot baboos tree. They don't even know. One I think one went to the point of saying, I don't even know that African is a place where they do have street lights like New York. And I was like, in this 21st century, where even a little child can explain to you. So if it's not for iSpeed that actually start going to Africans to do some of these live streams and the rest of that, a lot of white folks will have still think by now that a lot of Africans do not even have where to stay. I think the most one that you guys are literally seeing is even Angola and South Africa. iSpeed has not even branched Nigeria to see what is happening in Nigeria, to see the streets of Nigeria, to see the rooms of Nigeria. He has not even toured some of Nigeria's tall buildings and the rest of that. And the only thing some of these white folks can say, as educated as they are tagged to be, is to start saying all of this. Oh my God, I didn't know. You didn't know, but you are with phone 24 hours. It has never one day crossed across your mind. Let's even assume, yes, it is okay that you have not, it hasn't crossed your mind for you to be able to see all of these things. And now you are seeing it. Why not picking your camera, assuming that Africa is totally forest, is totally bush, there is no water, there is no house. The only house is there, bamboo trees, and so on and so forth. That is why I don't doubt it when a lot of Black Americans are always saying that white folks cannot rule us. Because with all their education, with all their exposure, with every single thing they have been able to put in place to make us see them as one of the most respected, the most valuable, the most educated, honestly, they are zero. I can tell you for a fact that we grew up as Africans, children, thinking that every single invention that we see, mirror, dressing table, cameras, batteries, name it, they are literally made by white folks. That is how we grew up in Africa. That is the illustration. That is the mindset that most of those white people that came to colonize some of our countries made us to think. That every single thing, wristwatches and so on and so forth, they are the one that invented it. It was when I started carrying out my research, I started looking out for things, I started looking out for resources, I started tracing back history, and I found out that a lot of invention were carried out by Black people, aka Black Americans. So the only thing I now realize is the moment Black people carry out this invention, the white folks now customize it, erase them out of the picture, and then made it look as if they are the one that did it. And this is a typical example that education is not all about going to school. It's not all about knowing how to read and write. It's not all about just sitting down in the most expensive, sponsored, and so on classroom. It is all about extending your knowledge, getting to learn what you literally do not have idea about. And I think that is one of the things that has made a lot of black people stood out, because instead of looking out for how is this camera built, we as black people are looking out for how do I build this camera. It's quite hilarious, to be honest. I'm already disappointed, but I'm now more disappointed with white folks. Look at the two reactions that I put out here. Compare and contrast the two. The one coming from the white folks and the one coming from the black folks. You're going to see like a very big difference. But anyways, who am I? Let me know what you think. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And for disclaimers, this is not to come ruffle on anyone's shoulder. This is not to defame anyone. This is me bringing out my own opinionistic opinion for educational and entertainment purposes only. But let me know what you think, and thank you so much for always watching, subscribing, commenting. I do not take you guys for granted. And yes, with no further ado, I do like policy in my videos. I'm going to be seeing, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.